Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Hazeeq, and in this video, we're going to be taking a look at Near Protocol. I do want to say that I'm not a financial advisor. You should do your own research before investing money into crypto. If you haven't seen the previous update, make sure to watch that before watching this one. It's going to be linked in the top right-hand corner of the screen. Now, let's jump straight into the TA. Taking a look at the daily chart, as you can see, we do have a Fibonacci retracement set up with the swing high printed in January last year and the swing low printed in January this year. So we have a year worth of a bear market, and now we're starting to retrace to the upside. Potentially, we've already printed our higher low, and from here, we're going to start moving to the upside, hopefully breaking this high that we printed in February, March, and January, breaking above that major resistance level at $2.66, and we're reaching $3.62 next, which is the 0.382 fib level. So that is what we're going to be targeting next. If I take a look at this fib here and I drop it from the swing low that we printed in March, on March 9th approximately, to the swing high there. Actually, let me just zoom in and place this Fibonacci retracement properly without using the wicks, just so we're more conservative. There we go. Actually, I shouldn't have removed the larger fib. There we go. Like that, and just like that. So as you can see, the 1.618 here falls very closely to the 0.382 of the larger fib at $3.50. So that could be our short-term target come April, or come the end of April, early May. And also I'm expecting a bull trap in August or September, which is when we're going to start moving to the upside very impulsively, and everyone is going to think that we are already in a bull market. But then something always happens, and we do see a strong correction. And that's what I think is going to be the last leg down, and that's what I think is going to be the last retracement before we eventually get into the bull market in 2024 with the Bitcoin halving, and we can then proceed into 2025, with the bull market on full throttle mode. Hopefully that's the way it's going to play out. But I'm fine with the bear market going on for another 6 months to even a year, because dollar cost averaging at these prices is what I love doing. So taking a look at some higher Fibonacci levels here, and on the 0.5 level, we have the price sitting at $5 roughly. That's going to be a major resistance level for us to break. So we could be looking at the golden pocket retested once again in the summertime. So between $5 and $6.95, we could retrace all the way up there into August and then see a pullback down to $3 roughly, create that next higher low and continue on into the bull market. That is a very possible scenario there, but getting rejected from the golden ratio once again, just like you did here in August and September of 2022, would be quite negative, to be honest with you. So at that point, you potentially could be printing a double M top pattern, which is a potential bearish reversal pattern. But that's not something that we're going to be looking at right now. So as long as we are continuing with this healthy uptrend with higher highs and higher lows, this looks very good. Also, we're just hovering above this red support block set up from $1.90 down to $1.54. So if we dip our toes slightly below $1.90, I would say try to grab those prices, because I don't know how much longer we're going to be sitting at these, to be honest with you. So this was a nice pullback in March, another pullback at the end of March. So we are getting good opportunities to dollar cost average into near at cheap prices. You can potentially expect, with a further pullback with Bitcoin, we could see $1.54. That's going to be an incredible entry for anyone looking to buy into Near Protocol. So if we see a pullback and a bounce from there, that's going to be a nice entry, and you can expect a stronger break to the upside. Maybe you can even take some profits, swing trade, whatever you want to do, whatever you're into, you can do that. But buying off of support is just as important, whether you're a trader, a long-term holder, or a mid-term holder, whatever it is, buying off of support is is important, because if you don't have support levels, then you're simply buying out of the blue. You're poking the sky and hoping something catches on. So that's not the way I like to do things, really. But if you're holding for the long term, for the next 5 to 10 years, I would say $1.92 or even $2 is very cheap. So I wouldn't necessarily stick to these specific prices if you're holding for the long term, because you don't really care whether you bought at $1.95 or $1.97 when you're selling at, let's say, $50 or $60, right? That's not going to be an issue that you're going to be thinking about. You're already thinking of where you're going to be spending that money that you're just about to withdraw. So just think about all your buys, think about all your sells as well. You should have a financial plan laid out in advance with targets come the bull market. So we broke out of this channel up pattern. We had a very nice triple back test of support here, as you can see. So we back tested this level 3 times, and now we're bouncing to the upside. This is a very, very strong sign, and we can potentially actually see another resistance level here that we're breaking above right now as we speak. So let me just get that knob on. There we go. Actually, if I even extend it, no, that wouldn't work. Let's just focus on these 2 local highs here. So as you can see, we do have one bounce in February. The second bounce is in March, and we're breaking above that. We can even take this bounce as well and just ignore the third one. And that could be just a little fake out, but still we're breaking above a resistance level. I don't think we're going to be moving to the upside from here if Bitcoin decides to stay at the same place, or if Bitcoin decides to drop, because we do need Bitcoin to continue with this uptrend if we want to see an alt season, or potentially Bitcoin could consolidate and we could see an alt season. That has happened as well, but I'm just saying that don't be too optimistic too early, guys. You could still see, Near Protocol come back to $1 if the right people want to see Bitcoin and the crypto markets drop. They will get that, trust me. So you have to be ready with cash for those opportunities. And before we continue with the video, guys, I quickly want to give a shout out to everyone who has joined my Patreon. Thank you very much. And if you want to become a part of the Patreon and, get access to a lot of exclusive content, such as podcast episodes for patrons only, my trade alerts, my entire portfolio. I share everything that I buy and everything that I sell. If you want to leave some requests, we can take a look at your projects on Patreon. So there's a lot of cool stuff going on there. I try to do daily updates and daily posts in there. So if you want to try it out for free, you can do that as well. There's a 7-day free trial, so you can do that and let me know what you think. Let's get on with the video. Taking a look at the weekly, as you can see, we broke out of this falling wedge, coming back to back test this support block, and hopefully the next move to the upside, the next impulsive move to the upside, we're going to be breaking above the 20 EMA and potentially retesting the 55 EMA, which is currently sitting at around about $3.86. If we're looking for long-term targets to the upside, we're able to assume that this low over here in December was our bear market low. So we take that bear market low all the way to the bull market swing high, and we're looking at $110 per token. That is a bit too much in my opinion. So I would be more conservative and I would be looking at $63, which from the bottom here all the way up there is going to be a nice almost 5,000% move to the upside, which is a very strong move in a few years. So if you're looking at these prices here, then definitely it doesn't matter whether you're buying at $2 or at $1.75 or $1.96. So that's the way I think about it, and that's, in my opinion, a healthy way to think about it. Because if you're focusing in on these specific support levels and you want the price to drop in there and it doesn't, and you don't buy and the price reverses, you're going to be angry at yourself. So you don't want that to happen. And these support levels are there for you to see whether, if you want to set up a buy limit order in case you get a flash crash and the price simply bounces off that level and you were able to enter. Or if you're going to bet, let's say, and you just have some spare cash and you're looking at some buy opportunities or buying opportunities, you could just target these support levels. And if you see the price just hanging around hanging around this support level like we're doing right now, you know that this is a very good buying opportunity, because if you're holding this support, that means you're preparing for a move to the upside, logically speaking, right? Because if you started breaking up below the support, then of course we can expect lower moves to the downside and potentially even $1.27 retested, but that hasn't happened yet. We're holding this support block, which is very strong in my opinion, but we do need to break above the 20 MA sooner rather than later. Now let's take a look at the 3-day chart here. As you can see, we broke above this resistance trend line here, or resistance block, I should say. And with any pullbacks, the purple support block, well, now support block because we've turned it into support, that is going to be a great entry in my opinion. So if we see a pullback and you see the RSI hanging out somewhere around here, just know that that's a great buying opportunity, on top of which you're in the oversold at that point. So that's going to be a great area to dollar cost average in regardless. And if we take a look at the 3-day stochastic, as you can see, we had a nice retracement to the upside, but then we started pulling back down. So if you find yourself down here sitting in the oversold on the stochastic, just note that that's a great buying opportunity as well. I don't know when we're going to get back down there on the 3-day chart, but I would assume that would happen sooner rather than later, because the markets are getting a bit overheated in my opinion. We do need to see some sort of a pullback. One thing to notice as well, one positive thing, is that the volume that we're getting here on near is incredibly strong. Look at this volume. This is strong volume here, and people are buying this dip. So this bottom was bought up pretty quickly. This bottom was bought up pretty quickly. So these are good signs that the project is alive. And obviously, for those of you who are bullish on Near Protocol, know that the project is alive, and I don't think it's going anywhere anytime soon. So if I missed out anything important on the charts, please let me know down below in the comment section. Feel free to follow me on Twitter. Check out my Patreon. All the links are down below in the description. I'm going to see you in the next one. Goodbye.